And back again, 11th strawweight fight, which I believe is tied for the most in UFC history. So,
Oh, wow.
I mean, you've been very active in this division over the years. I know not always the results you wanted, and especially in the last one, I know you did a lot to try to, right the ship and make sure you got a result you wanted, and then you get the draw. Can you just talk about moving past that and what it was like dealing with that?
Yeah, I was really disappointed in the outcome, but I took it in a positive way. You know, I've been on a win-lose streak since I got into the UFC, and I was kind of like messing everything up, which is great because that's what I wanted to do, you know. But yeah, I took it in a positive, and it's time for me to get on the winning track. And I went back to the gym, and I also realized there's some flaws in my game, and I need to start doing some Muay Thai. So that's what I've been doing.
Yeah, did you go anywhere specific for that, or was it just more focused that with your team?
I actually did go to a Muay Thai gym in Michigan, where I've been focusing on that and other parts of my game as well. So, you know, going back to like wrestling and, well, I've been wrestling, but like just using it in a jiu-jitsu way to benefit my game.
Yeah, and I know immediately after that fight with Marina, you felt that you had kind of been wrong, and I'm sure you felt you won the fight and everything. When you went back home and everything and watched the fight, do you feel that draw was justified at all, or do you still feel like you should have got the win that night?
No, I don't. I still feel like I won that fight. You know, there's been a lot of fights in my history that, like, you know, I felt like I won, or like, you know, but at the same time, you know, I've been focused on win, lose, and just like, oh, I either win this fight or I lose this fight. But then once the tie, it was a draw, I realized that you can't focus on the outcome. All you can focus on is being a better version of yourself and training hard and doing everything that you can do, and then whatever happens, happens. You know, I really focused on just being relaxed and doing what I love to do, which is fighting.
Right. It's one of those things like, it's not always about those results. It's if you can leave the cage being proud of your performance, right?
Yes, exactly. And I feel like when I focus on myself and I focus on my game and like what I need to do and covering all the bases, the outcome will come. You know, I've been obsessing over, I got to win this fight, and it's not about that. It's about I got to perform well, and that's what I want to do.
Yeah, and I know you said prior to the last one too that you'd been working with a sports psychologist as well.
Yes.
Did that continue, and is that
Yes.
what's influencing kind of this change in mindset a little bit?
Yes, definitely. I always felt like I was strong-minded, you know, a mentally strong person, and I realized that I'm actually not. I'm actually like, you're really down on myself. I'm really hard on myself, and I'm focusing on the wrong things, which is, you know, the outcome. And you can't focus on the outcome because a lot of times it's not in your control. So, you know, just seeing everything in a different perspective has really, really relaxed me. Like, I feel like this, you know, it's fight week, but it doesn't feel like fight week. It feels like something I love to do, and I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, right. So how do you find that balance? Because obviously, you know, being a martial artist, you always want to be, you know, perfect and try to find the perfect performance and everything, which almost is impossible at times. But that's what you kind of strive for, is to get better and, you know, be the best version of yourself. But not everything always goes perfectly. So how do you kind of mentally balance those two sides of the equation?
Basically, you know, I train really hard, and I try to do everything, you know, perfect at practice and everything. But at the end of the day, like, all you can do is take away what good came out of today's practice, what good came out of today, and and having that mentality all the time, things just get better and better and better. And I felt like, you know, I don't know, that really helped me, like, not perfect everything, but be okay with it. Be okay with, okay, maybe it wasn't perfect, but it was good enough, and tomorrow it will be better. You know, I don't know if that makes sense.
No,
but
it does, for sure.
Yeah, just trying to stay positive with everything and not put yourself down.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm sure the ultimate goal still, though, is to try to get on the winning streak and kind of get, you know, all the ball rolling and live up to what I'm sure you feel is your own potential.
Yeah.
So how do you, you know, still pursue those goals but not try to put too much pressure on yourself?
That's the thing. Like, I feel like I've been putting too much pressure on myself into, I want to show everyone what I could do. I want to show everyone what I could do. Like, what I do in the gym is like, what I do in the cage is like not even a quarter of what I can do, you know? And I've been focusing, like, I used to focus on, like, I want to show everyone, like, how hard I've been working on this and this and this. But all you can do is just go out there and perform. And by doing it every day and letting it go, like, mentally, and not focus on, okay, I want to do this. I want to show everyone that I can do a suplex or do something crazy. Right. You know, it's just you go out there and you got 15 minutes to show, like, to do what you love to do, and that's not our goal. Our goal is to perform well, and our goal is to like, I don't know, like, take what you can get, you know, like what they give you, or you know, what your opponent's going to give you, what your opponent's going to throw at you. That's all you can react to, you know, like the perfect scenario never happens. So you just have to adapt and, I don't know, go with the momentum.
Yeah, and is it like I won't say a feeling of relief, but it must give you some confidence that you've been doing this in the UFC for a long time now. You know, you were one of the first strawweights on the roster. You fought so many of the best already, and it seems like now you're just really starting to figure it out, and you know what means the most to you and how to approach it. With all that experience behind you, that must, you know, really help to the process with that.
It does help. It helps a lot knowing that I've done this for a long time and I have a lot of experience. But I'm always learning. I'm constantly learning, and I wanna do better every time. And I feel like I can do this forever. You know, I feel like I got a lot more in me to show everybody. And with every fight, I learn a little bit more, and I go back to the drawing board, and I want to be better. And I feel like I'm ready to show everybody, like, that, you know, experience shows in your game, and I don't know, it'll come.
Yeah, and that last fight was back in September, I believe. We're now in March. Was this the appropriate amount of time off between fights to kind of sort out, you know, train the Muay Thai, do everything that you wanted to do leading into the next fight, or were you hoping to fight earlier?
I always want to fight earlier. I don't like taking time off, because usually I take like a week off and then I'm back at it, and you know, and to fight more often is always my goal. But everything happens the way it's supposed to, because I kind of had an injury at a point where I really wanted to fight, but it didn't happen. So it was like, it shouldn't have happened. Like, I need to relax and recover before, you know. So everything happened in the right time. So I'm happy to have this fight in March. I feel like I'm fully recovered from all my injuries, and I'm ready for it. Yeah,
what about the fight itself? Was this the matchup that you liked right away? Was it one that was on your radar, or was it something that, you know, once the name came through, you kind of had to do some due diligence?
Well, I actually was approached with Mackenzie Dern first, and we all heard she's pregnant, and that's why she didn't take the fight. So that was kind of like, and I kind of got Angela Hill at the last minute before they announced it. So I was like, I had hopes for the other fight, and like mentally prepared for the other fight for Mackenzie, and then this happened, and it actually worked out. I think it's a good fight for me, and I've been working Muay Thai, and this girl's more of a Muay Thai kickboxer style, so I'm able to use those skills that I've learned in this fight. So it worked out perfectly.
Yeah, and that's pretty much as different as it can get in terms of styles, right, from Mackenzie to Angela. So which one did you like more? I mean, Mackenzie obviously has a lot of hype, a lot of name behind her, so I'm sure some of that excited you as well, right?
Yeah, it was a completely different game plan, because for a game plan for Mackenzie, I was thinking, you know, keep the fight on my feet. Her takedowns are not that great, so I have to make sure she doesn't take me down, and I feel like I have stronger top game than her. So, and obviously keep the fight off the ground, because she's, you know, everyone knows she's an amazing jiu-jitsu specialist. So, and then they gave me Angela Hill. Angela Hill is more of a stand-up fighter. She doesn't like to go to the ground. She's very good at standing back up. So it's a very, very different game plan.
Yeah. Is that Mackenzie still a fight that you'd hope to do in the future? I mean, I know she said she wants to come back sometime this year. We'll see if, you know, 115 is still in the cards for her after she has the child. But is that a fight that still interests you sometime down the line?
Yeah, of course. She's you know, she's awesome. She's proven herself, and yeah, I'd definitely take that fight.
Yeah, and then what about Angela? I mean, I think you broke down her style pretty well there too. But just you guys probably, you know, have a relationship dating back a long time too, Ultimate Fighter and everything. How do you kind of classify what you make of her as, you know, not just an opponent but as a person as well? On
the Ultimate Fighter, I didn't really talk to her. I didn't really even like introduce myself to her, 'cause she was on the other team and she was on the other side of the house and everything. But I got to know a little bit about her from the way she talked and the way she approached, like, I don't know how you say, like, showed her personality in the house. And I realized, like, she was just starting out, so she didn't have very much confidence. So she didn't have confidence in her game, I felt, from the comments that she was making. So that lets me know there's a little bit of mental weakness there. But she has come a long way since it's been about 4 years. So she's come a long way. I've noticed her fights, you know, they've been pretty much the same style. So she has a set style, and but she uses it very well, and I'm going to try and use that against her.